This is a Bosch rotary hammer drill. I picked this up. It was scrap. I got it from my shop in their dumpster, and I saw it sitting on top of a whole bunch of stuff, and the boss was there, and the boss has actually taken a really good liking to me. He's the owner of this heating and cooling shop that I pick up scrap from, and he saw me take it. I was like, oh wow, this is a nice drill. He's like, yeah, we tried to get it repaired, but and they sent it to a tool repair shop, but it's just scrap, so they had thrown it out. And I said, okay, I'll take it. And he said, oh cool, if I had known you take that sort of stuff, I'd be leaving it for you all the time. So we've been talking quite a bit anyways, and he's taken a good liking to me, so it's really good. Now, sorry I didn't show you guys me taking this thing apart. It wasn't that exciting. I mean, it was just pretty tedious. It took me a little while to break the whole thing down, but I'll kind of show you what happened. This is the bit for it. You know, it's a rotary hammer used to go through concrete. That's the end of it. So I mean, I should have asked the guy, you know, what had happened, like why they threw it out. But I kind of pieced together what happened because it didn't have a chuck on it. The chuck was completely missing. So this is the end part. You know, so I think what happened is that this, you know, goes in there, and it must have broken off inside. And they had to remove the whole thing off, and anyways, I think there was the chuck had been completely destroyed, and they would have to replace it, and it was going to cost a lot of money to replace that. And they decided just to get a new one, because I plugged it in and the whole thing works. It had has like a little speed control and everything, and I was testing it out and everything was fine. It was just the main chuck where the bits attach. So that's scrap. But anyways, this thing here, I'm going to sell a whole bunch of pieces from it. So if you want to go buy one of these rotary hammer drills, you're going to have to dish out $1,000 at your local Home Depot. So the more expensive your tool is, you know, the better chances that you'll be able to sell the parts. So I found a couple websites. There aren't any real listings for the parts on eBay. I did see the switch being sold on eBay for about $40. This one's used. I think I can sell for about $20. And but there's a whole bunch of other ones. Now there's this website. It's actually a pretty good website, ereplacementparts.com. I've bought stuff off of them before. It's a really nice site. But they have a lot of stuff. They have all the parts here for sale. They have a new switch here for $19.95. It's kind of funny. That's what I usually sell my stuff for. That's US dollars, by the way. There are a couple parts that will be worthwhile reselling, like these gears. There's another gear there. That's a discontinued part, so that's good for you if you have that to resell it. Here's the speed control governor. It's just that board that I showed you, and that's $80 there on that site. There's the armature. That's the motor. It has the fan and everything on it. They're selling them at $147 on this site. There's another one of the gears, spur wheel clutch, $100. So yeah, I do really enjoy taking these things apart and finding things to sell. Obviously I won't be selling all of this stuff. I will show you what I will like to sell. This is the field assembly down in there. That's for the motor. It has the carbon brushes on it and everything. There's some little springs and stuff on it. And yeah, so I would probably sell that for about $30 or so. And right in there is where this sat. That's the speed control board governor. Right there is these screws is where the power cord screwed onto. And yeah, I have to do a little bit more research, but maybe anywhere between $50 to $100, I'd say. Again, you saw that armature. I have to price that out, but I'll definitely sell that. This plastic handle, I may sell it just like that. This is the bag of all the screws, and yeah, maybe about You know, not very much, maybe anywhere between $10 and $15 for the screws. And these prices will also include shipping. Oh, sorry, it won't include shipping. Shipping is on top of that. These cogs, these wheels and everything, those are heavy duty, and they all look like they're in good condition, nothing broken. So I'll sell those as well. That's like a little piston. It's actually made of plastic. I was kind of surprised. But this is the hammer part that kind of would hit the actual bit. It would hit it just like that. That made it be a hammer. And there's the handle. I'll sell that all in one piece. The cord, I'm kind of hemming and hawing about. I think I will sell it because, you know, it's still in pretty good shape. I mean, mind you, if it were me trying to repair a tool, like a power tool, I would just take any old extension cord that I have lying around and cut it off and use that. But this is the actual factory cord, and I can reference that with a factory part number. So if someone, you know, they want to have the right part number, they may see this. So why not? I find that once I get one draft going for stuff like this, for one draft eBay listing in draft, all I have to do is click it and say create copy, and it just will create another copy of that draft, and then I can edit that new copy. So it's just super easy for me to go through this whole tool and make like 20 listings in very short amount of time, you know, as opposed to if you had a completely brand new item that you had to make your listing all the way from scratch. So, you know, for me to say like, oh, I'm only going to sell that for, you know, $10 or $15, it's very easy for me to just create a copy, and because the copy already has the category, it has the right category, and it has the model of your tool, and it will have, you know, your title pretty much completed. So it just goes very, very fast. There's the hammer pipe right there, $168. This hammer pipe has a lot more things attached to it. Has all these spring and all these other spacers and stuff on it. And inside there, you can't quite see it, is an actual hammer down inside there. So I just have to double check and make sure that there's nothing wrong with this, because it did there you go, pieces are falling off of it, because that's where I think the problem happened, was when this broke off in there. Pretty sure it broke off in there. You know, again, I don't know. I've been looking over this thing constantly, and I just don't see anything wrong with it. It seems to be in really good shape. So, you know, I'm gonna sell it, and if someone comes back to me saying there's an issue, you know what I do? Just refund them and move on. I really like doing stuff like this. It's a little bit time consuming, but you know, it's all. I don't have any money invested in this thing. Well, it's late at night, and I'm just going to do some packaging, just to get a head start on tomorrow. I want to show you a couple things that I sold. Now, I find this is just fascinating to me, this kind of stuff, and little treasures that you find in the weirdest places. I don't know if you guys can recognize what this is. These are parts for a side-by-side refrigerator. This is the ice dispenser chute, and this is the lever, so that you touch that to your glass, and that pushes the lever and ice comes out. So that's what those two parts are. Pretty inconspicuous looking parts, and you would think that, you know, nothing much to them. I sold them both today, and I sold them for $45 each. I can't believe it. 45 bucks each. There you go. going to Ohio. I really enjoy finding little parts like this. It's like a little bit of a rush for me, and you know, you just would never think about it. I had a really hard time finding the right part numbers for these things, because there's a whole bunch of them that look like it. The I guess I got a long story, but the fridge that I got this from, I took some parts off of it and I scrapped it, but then I lost the model number of the refrigerator, but I still had the door. It was actually sitting underneath my shed underneath my carport for a long time, and I lost so then I took all these parts off of the door, and then I scrapped the door, but I lost the model, so I had to go through a whole bunch of I actually went through my history of my internet searching. I went like 2 months back, and I found the part that I was looking at, the model the refrigerator that I was looking on, and so I went through that way. Anyways, it was a big kerfuffle trying to find out the part numbers for these things, but I'm glad I did, because it was worthwhile. These two parts sold within 24 hours of me listing them. And there were some other things too that came from that ice dispenser. This is just a regular old spring. I have that listed right now for $13, and these 4 pieces here, $20 each. And now keep in mind, there's actually no listings on eBay for these 2 parts. But there was other ones that are similar to them, but they wouldn't fit. It has to be a special number. But anyways, keep in mind that all these things here actively sell as new items for more than $20. I think some of them are like $30 or $40 each, and people are actively buying them. That's just like a little gear motor, little gear thing, and you know, those little gears will break, and then your ice dispenser thing won't work at all. So people will buy it. And it's just a little plunger. It's like that's insulation, so the freezer air doesn't pour out of your fridge. Yeah, so pretty cool stuff. I really like doing that sort of stuff and finding these little treasures. The other day I asked Christine to find me some VHS tapes, because I'm all out of VHS. I think whenever I get a VHS player, I test it out by putting a tape in, and usually what happens is that these machines will just eat the VHS tape, and then I have no more. So I asked her to be on the lookout for some, and she brought home a few, kind of mishmash of, you know, hockey and Beethoven 4. I can't believe they even made a Beethoven 4. Some other cool ones though. Saving Private Ryan. I looked at this one here, Pre-Hysteria. It's actually the kid from Last Action Hero. I don't know if you remember that one. I'm a bit of a movie buff. I love movies. But this was a straight to VHS movie. It's selling. Someone bought one of these on eBay for $25. There's a whole bunch of them that sell. So I'm actually going to list that one. It's a god-awful movie. I watched the trailer for it on YouTube. What a horrible movie. I can't believe they make stuff like that. That's nothing. Same with this one. What a horrible movie. Back in the 90s. No one could be more bored than Zach. New kid in town and no friends in sight. When a gang of hip skateboarding thrashers start cruising his neighborhood, Zach hopes his luck will change, but they want nothing to do with him. Then Zach makes the discovery of his life, a talking, wisecracking, magical skateboard, and suddenly skateboarding rises entirely to new heights. What a ridiculous. Yeah, a few other things sold tonight. A beer buckle opener. I've had that thing up on eBay forever. Microwave plate, $25. It's 13.5 inches. And 2 sticks of laptop RAM, $15 each. He bought 2, so $30, and it's free shipping. Tonight I want to show you guys one good thing and one not so good thing about eBay. Let's start off with the not so good thing, and this is what it is here. This is a washing machine motor. I pulled this out of an old washer, and works fine. And I sold it to someone, and they returned it. So they returned it in this state. It's got a broken piece on it now. This is like a little discharge pump. So it just sticks on one end. I think it was that end right there. And so this shaft would do the discharge motor, and this side would be like a pulley. It would have a pulley attachment to spin the whole washer. Anyways, so I sold that for not a big sale, 45 bucks. And when I shipped it to him, I shipped it all together in one piece, kind of like that, with all this hardware attached to it. And he opened up a return case, and he said that he ordered it or no longer needed it, or ordered by mistake. So what that means is that he pays for the return shipping, and he did pay for the return shipping, and I received it back, and it was broken. Now he, in his pictures, I won't show you on the computer, on the pictures on the computer, but in the pictures he sent in the return case, he actually showed that it was all taken apart, and now he had it kind of pictured like this. And I think what he did was, see, you know, it falls forward like this. In a picture, he had it mounted like this, and then the piece was kind of propped up on a wood floor like that. And so, you know, so it was very well orchestrated picture. So he said, it's all together, it's all there. And anyways, you know, what happened, I'm 95% certain what happened, that he, for whatever reason, he took this part off and he broke it, and then he shipped it back to me like that. So anyways, what I did now, if there's a problem with the item that you received back, you can say like, okay, there's been an issue, and I want to open up a case. And so that's what I did. And so I opened up a case saying the item was received in a different condition. And what they did is they refunded him anyways. They refunded the buyer not only the original purchase price, but also his original shipping. So I actually lost money doing it that way. So guys, I don't know what to tell you. There's no seller protection. Basically, you're on your own with this sort of stuff. And yeah, I don't know what else I could have done. I guess I could have called them and sorted it out that way, called eBay customer service and sorted it out that way. Now, it gets a little bit technical here, but when you're going through the return, what I did notice one time was you can, after you accept the refund, once you receive the item and you refund the person, it goes to a second window and says, is there any problem with the item? I think that's where I made my mistake, is that I opened up a case even before I refunded him. But if you refund the person and then it brings you to another window after that, it's a new thing that they're doing. So I'm going to try that next time. It is the motor that I sent him. There are little, you know, I look on the picture and there are little, you know, subtleties like that green mark. It's the same motor for sure. Anyways, guys, there's one other thing I want to share with you. This thing over here. Actually, let me just bring it up on my little stand here. I have this little stand I brought downstairs. I like it. It's on wheels, so I can just move it wherever I want, and I put my tape gun on there. So I really like that, because when I'm shipping, I like to be up higher, and it's just nice to have another table kicking around. I sold this thing over here, guys. This is amazing. So this is my largest ever eBay sale that I have ever done, for sure. And this came down the pipe. I listed this guy up for $1,300. I bought this at the auction. It was on a pallet that I bought, a whole bunch of stuff. And I would like to get more of this kind of stuff. Like, this is a very vintage testing unit, and I would like to get more stuff like this. I remember the auction I was at, there was just this big giant pallet of equipment, and I was going toe to toe with this other it was a father and son. I was going toe to toe with them. You know, I was up to about, I think I went up to around $350 for this one pallet, and I chickened out. As soon as I got up to about $300, I didn't really feel there was any point in me competing with them anymore. So anyways, but I did score this unit, and I listed it for $1,300. On Friday, I got a message for someone offering me $1,000 for it. And I said, okay, I'll revise the listing, and I'll add the best offer option to it, and then you can make the offer. And then Saturday goes by and nothing happens. And then Sunday, sure enough, I got a best offer of $1,000 for this thing, and I accepted it. And about an hour later, he paid for it. So he bought and paid for this thing, and there you go. Huntron 2000 electronic component tester circuit analyzer, $1,000, $42 shipped. It's going to Oregon. It's amazing. I think this is it's going to some sort of company that is going to ship it again. I think it's going overseas, maybe. I'm not sure. Whenever I'm about to deal with someone, anybody, you know, that are going to buy from me, they send me messages like that, like, would you offer, I offer you this much, you know, would you take it? I always go onto their profile, and I look to see what kind of feedback they have given people in the past. And if I see a lot of negative feedbacks, a lot of neutral and negative feedbacks in their profile, I don't want to deal with them. And sometimes I'll add them to my block list because I don't want to have to deal with them. Sometimes it's that bad. You know, you see some people who are serial negative feedback kind of people. This guy, on the other hand, it was all green, and there was a lot of it. Like, he had like 5 or 6 pages of green, all good feedback. So he was and the messages were just very, you know, articulated very nicely, you know. So it was a great transaction, and I can't believe it. $1,000. Wow. So we were very giddy. I wanted to share that with you guys, that sale. It just feels great that I made that much money. You know, that's a mortgage payment for me right there. That is awesome. And yeah, I mean, so it's $1,000. I mean, the eBay fees and the PayPal fees are going to be a lot for that. I think it's going to be eBay fees alone. I forget how much they charge. It's going to be over $100 probably for that. But same with the PayPal fees. It's going to be a lot, but whatever. You look up Huntron. There's a whole bunch of them that have sold for even more. And this one, there isn't very many of this actual model up on eBay. There's some, I guess it has like a sister unit that is more elaborate, and it sells for more than $1,300. It sells for about, it goes into the $2,000. So I didn't see any of this one, but you know, I just have that, I had that feeling. I actually couldn't find very much information at all on the internet of this particular model. But anyways, so I saw that its sister model was very expensive, so I just listed it high, you know, and then you can go down if you want. So that's what I did. I went down by about $300 for this person. You know, it hadn't had a lot of views on it, and I just said, oh, $1,000 is a nice round number. Why not? So I took it. Oh, that's exciting. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling, I'll tell you. You know, I work so hard at this, you know, and it just feels good to get these rewards. Oh, the wind's picking up today. I'm gonna go see the chickens. I'm here at the chicken coop now. I'm going to collect some eggs. I've been doing pretty well. I'm getting about, well, yesterday I got 8 eggs. And I think there's just 2 here. Yeah, they're a bit dirty. Alright, so I got 2 eggs there. They're dirty. They have manure all over them. But that's what you kind of get from your own chickens, you know. They're walking around and it's going to happen. Ugh. Alright, let's check out the other ones here. Usually I come out... Hello everybody. Usually I will come out earlier because... Oh, they're going to be hungry. I didn't feed them very much last night. Usually I come out earlier in the day because I don't want the eggs to freeze. But it's a bit mild today, so I didn't... Get down. It's a bit mild today. Get off that thing, man. Big fat chicken. It's nice and mild today, so I don't have to really worry about the eggs freezing. Yeah, yesterday I got 8 eggs, and I've been getting anywhere between 6, usually it's around 6 or 7 eggs. Yesterday I got 8. I gave them, there was a little bit of food in here last night when I closed the door and I put them to bed, so they would have eaten all of it, so they're a little bit hungry. That's okay. There we go. They're all happy. Water's doing well. It's a good system. It's not freezing. These are filthy beasts. Filthy. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I got 2 in my pockets. These are delicious. I eat them every morning. Uh-oh. 2 roosters are fighting. That chicken there, this one, and there's the other one here. They lay really big eggs, and these guys will just lay the regular size, smaller eggs. And I haven't seen any silky eggs yet. I really like them. Definitely dirty animals though. I see like watching some YouTube video yesterday about someone had one of these in their house, had a pet chicken in their house. It's not recommended. they poo wherever they are at any given point in time. You know, they'll just, doesn't matter. We got a pocket full of eggs. Like I said, I really like eating eggs every morning. Usually have about 3, but we're getting quite a bit of eggs right now, so we have about a dozen of them already sitting on the counter, and it's they're just kind of piling up, so I guess we'll have to look up make a nice egg omelet or something.